Western script, Eastern reality. This is the algorithm. Rewrite the rules. 33 Liberty Street, New York, the Federal Reserve. For the last 50 years, this has been the root server of the global economy. Chairman Jerome Powell only needs to input a single interest rate parameter, and global wealth rearranges itself. Credit expansion, debt growth. This Western algorithm has functioned for half a century. Flawless.
Flawless? Only if you call a ticking time bomb flawless. Every morning, Powell walks into that office and hits a button thinking he has root access to the world. But in 2026, the truth is out. He's playing a flight simulator. He's adjusting GDP parameters on a screen, while the engines of his plane are being stripped for parts by the East.
According to the 2025 audit, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet has completely severed itself from physical output. U.S. debt interest payments have now surpassed the defense budget. The system's only remaining function is the printing of time extension coupons.
Exactly. Every U.S. dollar is nothing more than a claim ticket for real-world resources. It only worked as long as people believed that paper could actually buy oil and steel. But now, the Eastern algorithm has encrypted the base layer. When you realize your claim ticket buys nothing, the dollar is just a pile of useless pixels. Powell is still debating whether to cut 25 basis points. He's like an idiot on the Titanic debating the thermostat settings while the ship is vertical.
The flight simulator effect is spreading. While the screens display a soft landing, atomic resources in the real world are being repriced. The ceiling of virtual credit has finally hit the wall of physical reality.
This is the 2026 Physical Audit. When you spend 50 years overdrawing the resources of future generations to fill today's holes, reality eventually comes to evict you. The Fed isn't afraid of inflation. They're afraid of the fact that they've lost command over the atom. When the East decides to stop collateralizing your virtual debt with real goods, the simulator crashes. Game over.
Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, is executing an operation known as energy formatting. Saudi Arabia is no longer simply a teller window for the dollar. They are switching oil from the dollar standard to the atomic standard.
MBS was the first to see through the scam. He knows the dollar is just legacy code from a dead era. The Fed can print infinite money, but MBS holds the watts. If you want to turn on the lights, if you want to drive, if you want your data centers to run, you don't need dollars, you need energy. MBS is now the master node of global energy. He can burn through the Fed's balance sheet with a single phone call.
In 2026, oil is no longer traded for currency alone, but settled through resource exchange rights. MBS has struck secret deals with the BRICS nations. Energy will only flow to regions with physical output, not to regions that only own printing presses.
This is called energy reverse flow. It used to be the East giving resources for dollars. Now MBS is saying, I don't want your paper. I want your tech. I want your machines. I want your atoms. The Fed thinks they can hike rates to harvest the world. MBS just hits pause on production. The result? The Fed prints more paper, but it buys less heat. The Fed thinks they're the house. They're just beggars waiting for scraps at the casino door.
Beyond energy lies the foundation of the physical world, the periodic table. From the wheat fields of the Volga to the lithium triangles of South America and the rare earth refineries of the East, a new structure is being coded. It is the BRICS Atomic Alliance. They are no longer competing for market share. They are installing a physical firewall around the world's essential atoms.
This is the pincer move. While the West was busy building metaverses and social algorithms, the East was busy buying the actual Earth. You think you're rich because you have $1 trillion market cap in a cloud computing company? Try building a single microchip without the East's high-purity neon. Try running a green revolution without their graphite. The BRICS boys are telling the Fed, your paper is 2D, but our resources are 3D. Your pixels don't fit our ports anymore.
The firewall is simple, settlement in kind. In 2026, the Atomic Alliance has restricted the export of critical minerals to any nation that relies solely on debt-based currency. They have implemented a proof of contribution protocol. If you don't produce what the system needs, you don't get the atoms you want.
It's a hardware lockout. The Fed is trying to bypass this firewall by printing more credit, but you can't hack a mountain of iron ore. You can't fish a grain of rice. The West has become a civilization of middlemen and PPT slide makers. They've forgotten how to dig, how to smelt, and how to survive. The East isn't just winning a trade war. They are deleting the West's access to the physical world.
The year 2026. The mathematical limit has been reached. The global debt-to-reality ratio has hit the breaking point. This is the physical audit. When the virtual claims on wealth finally exceed the planet's ability to provide the underlying atoms, the ledger must be balanced.
The audit is the moment of truth. It's when the auditor walks into the Fed's vault and doesn't ask to see the balance sheet. He asks to see the steel. He asks to see the kilowatts. He asks to see the calories. And Powell has to admit, I don't have any. But look, I have these beautiful digital receipts. The auditor just laughs and hits the format button.
This is not a recession. It is a system re-indexing. As the dollar loses its ability to command atoms, the value of all virtual assets, from stocks to digital currencies, is being recalculated against the Watt standard. The result is a 90% liquidation of the virtual economy.
The West is being forced closed because they ran out of physical margin. They spent decades living in a dream where money was the source of power. In 2026, they wake up to find that power comes from the turbine, the mine, and the port. The Fed is bankrupt. Not because they ran out of money. They have infinite money. They are bankrupt because they ran out of reality. The Eastern algorithm has taken over. Welcome to the New World Order, where if you aren't useful to the physical matrix, you are simply no data.
The West believed Silicon Valley would provide the escape velocity from the physical crisis. They bet everything on generative AI. Billions of watts are being diverted to massive data centers, feeding models designed to simulate intelligence.
It's a strategic suicide. While the East was using their energy to optimize high-speed rail and automated ports, the West was using its last drops of power to train AI to write poetry and generate fake art. Your AI is a compute sink. It's digital opium for a collapsing empire. You built a god that can win a trivia game but can't fix a transformer or grow a single potato. In a physical audit, an AI that doesn't control a robotic arm is just a very expensive space heater.
The Eastern algorithm integrates AI differently. It is not an oracle to be worshipped, but a controller for the matrix. AI in the East is mapped directly to the sensors of the factory, the valves of the pipeline, and the logistics of the belt. It is AI for the atom, not AI for the pixel.
Silicon Valley's AI is a simulation of reality. The Eastern AI is a commander of reality. When the grid goes dark in 2026 because the West can't secure the copper for its wires, your chatbots won't have anything to say. They'll just be dead silicon. The West spent their last wealth building a virtual heaven, while the East was locking the gates to the physical earth. Who's the smart one now?
The transition is no longer a trade war. It is a system format. The dollar standard, based on infinite debt, is being overwritten by the Watt standard. In this new ledger, the primary unit of account is the joule of energy and the kilogram of refined material. The global exchange is being re-indexed.
This is the hard reset. Everything you thought was wealth, your 401ks, your tech stocks, your digital zeros, it's all being formatted. The Eastern algorithm is scanning the global drive and finding corrupted sectors. Any asset that doesn't have a direct link to physical productivity is being marked as trash. You're seeing the greatest liquidation in human history, not because of a crash, but because the new operating system doesn't recognize the old file types.
Under the Watt standard, the hierarchy of nations is inverted. The service economies are downgraded to legacy status. The productive hubs become the new Tier 1 nodes. The global hierarchy is now dictated by the proximity to production.
It's beautiful, isn't it? The Fed is still trying to reboot the old Windows 95 economy with more stimulus patches. But the East has already installed the Atomic OS. In this new world, if you can't smelt it, grow it, or power it, you don't own it. The service sector is about to find out that you can't trade consulting services for the heat required to survive the winter. The format is 99% complete.
The 2026 audit is not a tragedy. It is a filter. The Eastern algorithm has identified the null data of the old world. To survive the format, you must move your existence from the virtual layer to the physical layer. Root access to the new world is not granted by wealth, but by utility.
Listen closely because the simulation is ending. If you want to survive the 2026 audit, you need to stop acting like a consumer and start acting like a node. First, exit the digital opium. Your paper wealth and social pixels are about to be deleted. Trade your claims on pixels for control over atoms, tools, hardware, energy-independent assets. These are the only files the new OS will read. Second, relocate to the matrix. Move to the hubs where things are actually made. If your city doesn't produce its own power or its own food, it's just a waiting room for the great formatting.
Third, skill set re-indexing. In the Watt standard era, soft skills are depreciated. The system requires hard-coded capabilities. Maintenance of automation, energy management, physical logistics. These are the kernel drivers of the 2026 economy.
The West told you that knowledge is power. They lied. Applied physics is power. If you only know how to make a PPT, you are a ghost in the new machine. Go learn how the world actually functions before the lights go out. The Eastern algorithm doesn't care about your identity or your feelings. It only asks one question. Are you useful to the matrix? If the answer is no, you are simply background noise to be suppressed. Now, look at the screen. You've just received the most important update of your life. While the rest of the world is still trying to refresh their dead bank accounts, you've been given the source code for what's coming. If you want to stay connected to this transmission, do the following immediately. Hit like. It tells the algorithm that atoms are winning over pixels. Subscribe and turn on the bell. This is your early warning system for the 2026 physical audit. We are the only channel providing the true logs of the transition. Share this with the few people you want to survive. Most people are system files that will be deleted. If you have someone worth saving, send them this patch before the firewall closes.
The system format is 99% complete. 2026 is not a year. It is a destination. Stay tuned, stay physical.
Welcome to the New World Order. Don't say we didn't warn you. See you at the audit.